So full disclosure, Olympus sent Jordan and I all expenses paid to Costa Rica, and you know what I got to bring back home with me? A cold. That's why I'm going to sound like today. Welcome back, Deep Your View TV viewers. Chris Nichols here, and you are getting my late night radio voice today because if I talk any higher than this, it cracks just like that. So we're gonna go right here, kick your feet up, grab a whiskey, and join us for a short look at the Olympus 1245 f4. Now, Olympus make a super sexy 12 to 100 f4, which we love, but let's say you want to slip into something a little bit more comfortable. Well, that's why Olympus made the 12 to 45 f4. It was intended for travel and convenience, and that's exactly why it was so well suited to our trip. At only 254 grams, the 12 to 45 f4 is compact, it's light, but it's still rugged, and it's still weather sealed. We're going to talk about Bokeh and Bokeh next, and in honor of our trip to a Latin American country, I think we'll call this next segment Living La Boca Loca. Now, when it comes to bokeh, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and if you're looking for a bouquet for that special someone, this lens might not be the one you're looking for. Unless your lover likes onion rings and bright circles around their bouquet with a little bit of mechanical polygonal shape to those apertures when you stop down, I'd dodge this one, friends. But when it comes to Loca, that's a different story. The Loca was very well controlled, a little bit of cyan in the background, a slight magenta shift in the front, but all in all, beautifully handled. Now, if you look at the Sunstar examples here, you'll notice that it's a unique look, not something that I see very often. Very dramatic and very over the top, but also busy and messy. So if it's something that you really like, that drama and that mess, well, we've probably dated before. Now, the other thing I would say, remember you're going to get lots of diffraction when you stop that lens down, even a little bit on micro four thirds. So it's not going to be sharp. Think more soft, like smooth jazz. Now, while I was out traveling with the Olympus 1245 and taking pictures, I even noticed right off the EVF or the back panel that things were still looking pretty crisp. And when I got them on the computer and did some tests here when we got back home, you can see that in the center, the lenses are very good, whether you shoot telephoto or wide angle. And when you get into those corners, although they do soften up a little bit wide open at f4, they get pretty decent at 5.6. And so overall, I was very impressed with the Olympus's image quality, sharpness-wise. Now the time has come where we throw a little bit of a wrench into the works, because here I have the Panasonic 12 to 35 f2.8 Vario X lens, and here I've got the Olympus 12 to 45. And the first thing you're going to notice is that they're basically, for all intents and purposes, the same size. They even use the same filter thread, and although the Panasonic's a little bit heavier, it's incredibly minor. Now, of course, the Olympus is giving you a 24 to 90 equivalent focal length, and the Panasonic more like a 24 to 70. That is important, but keep in mind that the Panasonic gives you a maximum aperture that's twice as bright. It also has a built-in image stabilizer, which is great if you use it on a body without IBIS. Now, if we take a look at the Panasonic 12 to 35, I did notice, although the centers are very similar and I couldn't see much difference, the corners on the Panasonic do fall apart sooner, and they never quite sharpen up as well as the Olympus. So I'm going to give the advantage to the Olympus 1245. Now, why are we framed so tight here? Well, we're going to talk about close focus next. And as I was shooting the Olympus 12 to 45, I was surprised by how close it could really focus. And I couldn't wait to get home and test it against the Panasonic 12 to 35 and see how they stacked up. Now, when I looked at these two samples of both lenses at their most telephoto range, even though the Panasonic is giving up 10 millimeters of focal length, it's really not that different. It's fairly insignificant. But holy shit, when you go to the wide, this Olympus at 12 mil is so much closer. It's unbelievable. A really fantastic advantage. All right, so in the end, I think you've got two very interesting choices here, and I think we've illustrated the dramatic differences in both directions between the two. So you be the judge on which lens you think is going to do better. Twice the light is a big deal, but close focusing capabilities and a little bit better optical performance, well, that might be your jam too. I hope you guys found this review useful. Please check out our Instagram and our Twitter feeds, and go to the 12 to 45 Olympus sample gallery if you want to see more samples from this fantastic little travel lens. Thank you so much, listeners, for joining us on our late night radio show.